We're getting closer to the city of Haifa. By the way, the building up on top, there is one building up on top, which is the University of Haifa. Haifa used to be a very small city till the year 1933. Haifa is on the seashore of the Mediterranean. It's a bay, on the bay of Haifa, on the seashore of the Mediterranean. What happened in 1930s? The laborers at the port of Jaffa. Do you remember Jaffa? The Joppa, the same day we saw Joppa and we saw Caesarea. Do you remember that? So, the laborers at the port of Jaffa, set a strike under the British. The British were here. And that lasted 6 months strike. That made the British build a new port up here in Haifa. And became the port city, the city of Haifa. Became larger and larger. Nowadays, it is the third largest city in Israel after Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. ما عرفناش نقدر نروح على عكا من غير ما نيجي القرية. أنا دايما بجينا بس مش عارف. There is a modern building straight ahead of us, similar to the one in Dubai, the Burj, but this is much smaller here. The building, similar to one in Dubai, is on our left-hand side. The port of Haifa is to our right-hand side. Century 1850s, a Muslim Shiite person. His name was Bab, that means gate, that opens the gate to is the forerunner for the Prophet Baha'u'llah, the glory of God. They established this religion and they were expelled from Iran. Their headquarters became Haifa. And the temple that you'll see in a second to your left-hand side, is going to be straight ahead of us, is the Baha'i temple, the Baha'is. They do take good care of gardens, and you'll see one of the nicest gardens in the country here is the Baha'i temple and the Baha'i gardens. So in a minute you'll see the Baha'i temple and the Baha'i gardens. See straight ahead of us, the Golden Dome is the Baha'i temple where Bab is buried, the tomb of Bab, the forerunner of Baha'u'llah. And Baha'u'llah is buried in Akka, which is a city in the northern side of this bay. The city became the capital of the Crusaders after they lost Jerusalem. Which is called Stella Maris, the Star of the Sea. Our Lady of Mount Carmel is the Star of the Mediterranean Sea. That convent started there, here and there. This building here, which is built on a cave, a church built on a cave, which is identified one of the places where Elijah the prophet was hiding from Queen Jezebel.
Oh,
Yeah.
the wicked woman.
First Kings 18. Elijah and his disciple, the Hebrew name is Elisha. So, the English name, Elisha, you may call him Elisha. But, Elijah and Elisha were hiding from Jezebel. Jezebel was the queen, the wife of King Ahab. Jezebel was not a Jew, and she was killing the prophets of the Lord. She was from the Baal, the Baal. So, Jezebel.
Good one. Looks like.
So, then Elijah decided to meet the king, and he met Obadiah and told him, I'm gonna meet the king. And he met King Ahab. And he told the king, until when do we still live with two opinions? Whether the God of Baal, the Baal, is the true God, or the Lord our God is the true one. Let's build two altars, bring two sacrifices, and let the prophets of Baal, 450 of them, pray. And if the true God is their God, he will answer their prayer and give us fire. If not, I am the only prophet of the Lord. So they agreed on Mount Carmel where we are. They built two altars, two sacrifices, and the prophets of Baal started to pray. Nothing happened. Elijah told them, pray louder. Maybe your God is asleep or went for a journey. So they started to shout, praying louder, cutting themselves. Nothing happened. The noontime, Elijah told the people to pour water on his altar. And they did. Started to pray, all of a sudden fire burst on the altar and the sacrifice. Then they took the prophets of Baal to the Kishon spring and killed them. That's it. The Kishon spring is that direction of the mountain. So Mount Carmel, again, it's 50 kilometers long, 500 meters above sea level. And this is the Carmelite monastery. It is on Mount Carmel where the Carmelite order started. 12th century, Carmelite order started. I want to do the readings. So we'll do the readings. Then I'll add a few things about the church.
In there can we see?
Yes, no explanations, but readings. We may do
Because
the
it's
readings. Yeah.
Because I read that the story has
No,
recounted.
yeah. Okay, no problem. So, the church inside, no explanations, but we're gonna reach the cave. We're gonna do readings inside the cave where Elijah was hiding. One of the places he was hiding. One of the places. There are nice paintings inside the church. One of the nice paintings showing the Holy Family coming back from Egypt, Elijah with his chariot ascending to heaven, King David with the harp of David, and many other paintings there. Again, it is called Stella Maris. Our Lady of Mount Carmel is the star of the sea. And here where the Carmelite order started, and where Simon Stock saw a vision or appeared to him the Virgin Mary, Stella Maris, the Lady of Mount Carmel, and gave him the scapular orb to protect the Carmelites. So you'll find also an icon, Simon Stock, one of the establishers of the Carmelites. All right, let's go into the church and talk about this when we come out of the church here. Napoleon, have you ever heard about Napoleon Bonaparte?
Yes.
About Akka City Acre? Remind me to talk about it.
So we read from First Book of Kings, chapter 8. Long afterwards, on the third year, the Lord spoke to Elijah, "Go, present yourself to Ahab." He said, "That I may send rain upon the earth." So Elijah went to present himself to Ahab. Now the famine in Samaria was bitter, and Ahab had summoned Obadiah, his vizier, who was the zealous follower of the Lord. When Jezebel was murdering the prophets of the Lord, Obadiah took 100 prophets, hid them away 50 each in 2 caves, and supplied them with food and drink. Ahab said to Obadiah, "Come, let us go through the land to all sources of water and to all the streams. We may find grass and save the horses and mules, so that we shall not have to slaughter any of the beasts." Dividing the land to explore between them, Ahab went one way by himself, Obadiah another way by himself. As Obadiah was on his way, Elijah met him. Recognizing him, Obadiah fell prostrate and asked, "Is it you, my lord Elijah?" "Yes," he answered. "Go, tell your master Elijah is here." But Obadiah said, "What sin have I committed that you are handing me over to Ahab to have me killed? As the Lord your God lives, there is no nation or kingdom here where my master has not sent in search of you." When they replied, "He is not here," he made each kingdom and nation swear they could not find you. And now you After I leave you, the Spirit of the Lord will carry you to some place I do not know. And when I go to reform Ahab, and he does not find you, he will kill you. Your servant has revered the Lord from his youth. Have you not been told, my Lord, what I did when Jezebel was whirling the prophets of the Lord, that I hid 100 prophets of the Lord, 50 each in 2 caves, and supplied them with food and drink? And now you say, go tell your master Elijah is here. He will kill me. Elijah answered, as the Lord of hosts lives, whom I serve, I will present myself to the Lord. I will present myself to him today. So Obadiah went to meet Ahab and informed him. Ahab came to meet Elijah. And when he saw Elijah, he said to him, is it you, you disturber of Israel? It is not I who disturb Israel, Elijah answered, but you and your family, by forsaking the commands of the Lord and following the Baals. Now summon all Israel to me on Mount Carmel, as well as the 450 prophets of Baal and the 400 prophets of Asherah who eat at Jezebel's table. So Ahab sent to all the Israelites and had the prophets assembled on Mount Carmel. Elijah appealed to all the people and said, how long will you struggle the issue? The Lord is God, follow him. If Baal, follow him. The people, however, did not answer him. So Elijah said to the people, I am the only surviving prophet of the Lord, and there are 450 prophets of Baal. Give us 2 young bulls. Let them choose one, cut it into pieces, and place it on the wood. But start no fire. I shall prepare the oil and place it on the wood, but shall start no fire. You shall call on the name of your gods, and I will call on the name of the Lord. The God who answers with fire is God. All the people answered, agreed. Elijah then said to the prophets of Baal, choose one young bull and prepare it first, for there are more of you. Call upon your gods, but do not start the fire. Taking the young bull that was turned over to them, they prepared it and called on Baal from morning to noon, saying, answer us, Baal. But there was no sound, no one answered. And they hopped around the altar they had prepared. When it was noon, Elijah taunted them, call louder, for he is a god, and may be meditating, or may have retired, or may be on a journey. Perhaps he is asleep and must be awakened. They called out louder and slashed themselves with swords and spears, as was their custom, until blood gushed over them. Noon passed, and they remained in a prophetic state until the time for offering sacrifice. But there was not a sound, no one answered, no one was listening. Then Elijah said to them, come here to me. When they had done so, he repaired the altar of the Lord which had been destroyed. He took 12 stones from the number of the tribes of the sons of Jacob, to whom the Lord had said, your name shall be Israel. He built an altar in honor of the Lord with the stones and made a trench around the altar large enough to 2 seats of grain. When he had arranged the wood, he cut up the young bull and laid it on the wood. Fill 4 jars with water, he said, and pour it over the holocaust and over the wood. Do it again, he said, and they did it again. Do it a 3rd time, he said, and they did it a 3rd time. The water flowed around the altar, and the trench was filled with water. At the time for the offering, sacrifice, the prophet Elijah came forward and said, Lord, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, let it be known this day that you are God in Israel, and that I am your servant, and have done all these things by your command. Answer me, Lord, answer me, that these people may know that you, Lord, are God, and that you have brought them back to their senses. The Lord's fire came down and consumed the holocaust, wood, stones, and dust, and it lapsed up the water in the trench. Seeing this, all the people fell prostrate and said, the Lord is God, the Lord is God. Then Elijah said to them, seize the prophets of Baal, let none of them escape. They were seized, and Elijah had them brought down to the brook Kishon, and there he slit their throats. Elijah then said to Ahab, "Go up, eat and drink, for there is the sound of a heavy rain." So Ahab went up to eat and drink, while Elijah climbed to the top of Carmel, crouched down to the earth, and put his head between his knees. "Climb up and look out to the sea," he directed his servant, who went up and looked, but reported, "There is nothing." 7 times he said, "Go, look again." And the 7th time, the youth reported, "There is a cloud as small as a man's hand rising from the sea." Elijah said, "Go and say to Ahab, harness and leave the mountain before the rain stops you." In a trice, the sky grew dark with clouds and wind, and the heavy rain fell. Ahab mounted his chariot and made for Jezreel. But the hand of the Lord was on Elijah, who girded up his clothing and ran before Ahab as far as the approaches of Jezreel. Okay. So we heard Johnny told us the story very nicely. Now we heard just a concrete thing. It's also important to realize because today we've been to Tabor. We've been near two mountains. I don't remember yesterday we were by the sea. Mountains in the ancient times, and especially biblical times as well, are always places where a meeting takes place between the divinity and the human persons. In many places of the world, in Africa and all that, it's mountains. That's why on top of mountains, temples are built. Then Christianity took that custom, and well, I don't know in your countries, but in Europe, on top of all the big mountains, even the tallest one, there is always a cross. Because the top of the mountain, Moses met God on Sinai. So the top of the mountain is always a place where an encounter happens between the divinity and the human person. In our case, as Christians and heirs of the Hebrew religious tradition, of course, the divinity is God. It's one, the Father. Jesus himself, in that he was transfigured. Then when he mandated the disciples, it's also said was on a high place, on a mountain. So that's why Carmel is so meaningful for that. Because since ancient times, it was a place where people encountered God. And Elijah is the expression of that encounter, which was really rich, which we heard with the Carmelite order being started here with the vision of
Napoleon
Is that
Napoleon Bonaparte, entered the land through port of Jaffa, came here. Akka or Acre is a very strong city on the sea surrounded by walls. And it was the capital of the Crusaders, so walls were added and other walls were added, so it's a very strong fortress. So when Napoleon came here, he besieged the city of Akka, Acre, but he couldn't enter it. He was waiting the French cannons to arrive through the sea, but it happened that the British got them and gave them to the Turks. The Turks, the Ottomans were here, and the French were defeated by French cannons. Some of the soldiers of Napoleon were wounded. So some of them, they were hospitalized in that which is part of Stella Maris. Then Napoleon went back. Then the governor of Akka, his name was Ahmad Pasha Jazzar. Jazzar is in Arabic, that means the butcher. He came here and killed the French soldiers that were hospitalized. And this is a monument for the French soldiers that were killed here and buried here. And that was in the year 1799. So we're gonna walk carefully crossing the road to the spot where we will see a nice view overlooking the Bay of Haifa, the port of Haifa, and the city of Makkah in the far horizon. So please, let's be together. Are we all here? Let me make sure. Oh my god. I'm so scared of the height. So is even the other lady is scared of her. Oh, that's a Dubai hotel. That was a copy of the Dubai hotel. Small version of that big one.
My batteries are all coming to an end. All of them. This one has got 14%, the other one is finished. But I should have charged it last night and I forgot.